I also want to remind my fellow Republicans, we can hold the Attorney General accountable for the decision that he made. Calls to defund the FBI are just as wrong as calls to defund the police. The truth of the matter is, we need to get to the bottom of what happened. We need to let the facts play out. But more than anything else, the American people need to be reassured in the integrity of our justice system and the very appearance of a recurrence of politics playing a role in decisions at the Justice Department demands transparency as never before. And I will continue to call on the Attorney General and the Justice Department to make that information available to the American people and do so now.
Bullshit. There is no way that's what they were searching for. And I read Andy McCarthy this morning, who, as it turns out, agrees with me. I agree with him. He's a former top prosecutor, former assistant U.S. attorney. And he says the same thing. And the never-ending desire to get Donald Trump on something. They don't want him to run for election again. They want him disqualified under the Presidential Records Act or whatever they can possibly find. They don't care. They don't care. They're mad. They're mad he did not get convicted on the first or the second impeachment. They're mad that he did not get pursued by the New York D.A. They are mad that Russiagate fell apart, and they are mad that he's leading in the polls. He's crushing DeSantis. His candidates of choice all made it into office, virtually all of them last week, and they are prepared to unleash hell. The Democrats play dirty, and Merrick Garland is very clearly willing to go along with that. He's been moving in the concentric circles toward Donald Trump over the past several weeks, going after his top advisors, subpoenaing them.
And I want to focus in on remarks that Attorney General Garland said yesterday, trying to convince the American people that we should trust him, which he did brag about his guys out in the field, and I believe we should brag about the guys in the field. But when you start talking about his level, you start talking about Director Wray's level, where has the trust came from? What has caused him to think that the American people should trust him? Is it the way that they handled Hillary Clinton's case with their emails? Is it the Russia collusion that the FBI handed the American people? Is it the way that they have targeted Trump, President Trump, from day one? Where is the leadership of the Attorney General Garland getting the idea that the American people should trust him? Where is that Director Wray thinks that the 7th floor of the Hoover Building has earned the trust of the American people? The American people know that President Trump has been targeted from day one of his presidency by the FBI. So where is it that they've earned that trust? I don't know. Attorney Garland goes out and says that no one is above the law. I agree with that statement. No one is. That includes you, Attorney General Garland. That includes you, Director Wray. And I'm here to tell you, if the Democrats don't hold you accountable for your actions, the Republican Party will.
What are your thoughts on the Enbridge Pipeline 5 in northern Wisconsin?
I'm not a fan of pipelines, so I guess keep that one short.
What are we doing to combat pipelines if you're not a fan of them?
Yeah, that is a lot of that rests within our Department of Natural Resources. A lot of it is DNR and our legislators. Like it's the same suspects, right? And it's also the same heroes when it comes to these issues. The same people who are against anything of this ilk are the same ones who are opposed to it. It's the same people every time, right? And so, we ask, what are we doing? It's like we're fighting the same old tired fights over and over again. But we do need to shift the balance of who's having these fights so that we can finally start winning some of these.
I grew up watching a TV show on Sunday nights called FBI. I love the FBI. I had such respect for the FBI. But we have concerns today. We have concerns today primarily in the leadership. I'd like to say that those concerns are not the feelings of every American or the majority of Americans, but it is. It is, and I'm hearing it from both sides of the aisle. They are worried about the weaponization, the politicization of the DOJ and the FBI. We want answers. We deserve answers. Because you see, we are a government of the people, and we are the representatives of the people. And on behalf of our citizens, we are here to have oversight. No agency in our government is its own standalone government. Accountability must be there. Transparency must be there.